the levels of commitment, directly reflect your level of what you think you deserve commitment-wise, what you think will happen in a commitment, your stories of men, women, and relationships, your stories of you, and your stories of your person. And your person has no free will other than to reflect the stories you hold about yourself, them, and that situation or relationships in general. All right, guys, so if you want coaching with me, one of the things that you can come and join right now is my Loz Line podcast. I take 3 people per podcast and coach them for free for over 10 minutes, and it always goes over 10 minutes, and you have to be a member of my Subconscious Loz Squad. So if you want to join me on the podcast, the Loz Line, where I coach you on your deep self-concept issues, especially things like not getting committed to, then come and join us inside the squad. You have to become a member first and then put your name down whenever we do a Loz Line podcast. And we're doing it every 2 weeks at the moment. And at the moment, there's 4 episodes that you can go and watch in the squad. And you can only watch it right now inside my squad. And they're very in-depth coachings with squaddies about all of their self-concept issues, including issues in love. So come and watch those. All right, so is it true that we only get the level of commitment that our self-concept allows? What does that mean? So your self-concept is your ideas of self, your ideas of yourself. If it allows or does not allow, that's up to you, because only you decide. You are the only thinker. So any of you who think that your self-concept is blocking you in some kind of way, you're not understanding that you're the one who's creating your own block. Okay, you're your own block. So anything where people say, oh, it's not allowed, or you're blocked, it's blocked, or the universe has blocked you, nothing is blocking you except for your own concepts of yourself. Okay, so if you are in a situation with like this person, that they're only getting the level of commitment that their self-concept allows, or asking this kind of question, they must be not in a level of commitment that they currently want to even ask this question. So I allow you to ask questions inside the squad to suggest for these Loz lessons. So for this person to have written that, they're not telling me about their personal circumstances, which is great. They're not telling me all about their circumstances, because circumstances don't matter. But I'm assuming that their circumstance currently is that they're not getting the level of commitment that they crave. That's why they're asking it. It's kind of like saying, I'm asking for a friend. So what does she mean by level of commitment? Well, if you assume you're only going to get a certain level of commitment, that is, yes, of course, based on your concept of yourself. So if the level of commitment you've got at the moment is fuck buddy or situationship, that's all you're going to actually get if you think that's all you're good for. So if you've got a story that you've held about relationships or about men, say, for example, as a woman, that men only want one thing, or men use you, or I get used, or I'm not enough for a relationship, or other women are better than me, you might find yourself constantly in a pattern of situationships or fuck buddies or friends with benefits, okay? Or not very committal situations. Next level up from that might be you're in a kind of commitment, but you're not getting prioritized. You're not getting the time, love, attention, and affection from that person. Still, the next level up, not fuck buddy, but you're in the relationship, you're in some kind of commitment, but it's not the commitment you want. Next level up. That person has a slightly better concept of themselves. They might think, yeah, I deserve a relationship, but they still don't think they're good enough for a full-blown relationship. Or they've got stories where they aren't enough in some way to get full prioritization. So either they allow the other person's problems to be bigger than their own, the other person's focus to be bigger than theirs, right? So say they focus on their job or their family or their kids or their addictions, and they're not prioritizing you. That's about you feeling like you're not good enough to get the attention you crave from them, and whatever's going on with them is more important than you. They matter more than you matter, okay? Or you might be in a situation where you're in an affair type situation, or you're the third party. That's a similar thing, where you don't feel like you're going to get the full commitment. You get kind of half-assed. You get to be the secret. You get to be hidden. That is also a story of you don't get prioritized because there is something wrong or something not enough with you, or you compare yourself constantly to others and feel less than. Okay? So whatever situation you're in matches Exactly what you think of who? Yourself. Not them, but you. Because your story of them came from the story of you. So you can only have a story of them that their lifestyle or their addictions or their work or their kids are more important than you if you have a story that you're less important than. You can't be the kind of person who gets themselves in that kind of situation if you think you're better than that. But if you have a niggling self-concept that you're not enough in some way or you're wrong or other girls are better than you might find yourself in that situation. Or other people's problems are bigger than yours, or other people's issues or focuses are less important than yours because you don't matter as much, you will find yourself in those kind of situations where you're not feeling prioritized. And I do have a course called Be Their Priority, which is all about that. Then next level up from that might be you're in a commitment, you're dying to get married and you've been engaged for like 5 years or together for 5 years or 10 years and you still haven't even got engaged. That's the next level up of commitment where you don't get the full-blown commitment that you want. Or you've been together for 5 years, you're not even living together yet. Or you want to get pregnant but he doesn't want kids, right? Next level up. So you've got maybe a good self-concept about relationships. I deserve a relationship, but you don't get the relationship you actually want. Or you've got a really strong story that they don't want what I want, or I don't get what I want. I might get love and affection and time and a commitment of sorts, but I don't get the full commitment. They don't give me exactly what I want, or they don't want what I want. Because if you had the story that they want what you want, you would be manifesting marriage. And I have a course called Happily Ever After, all about that. So as we go up in the level of commitment you've got, you'll understand what self-concept you're in. Now, you could get to the engaged stage and never get married. That's another level where people are permanently engaged and never get married. You have to ask yourself why. Now, if you're okay with that, sure, but a lot of people aren't. And they trick themselves into thinking they are, but they actually aren't. So what's that concept? They want me, but not exactly the way I want. Or they're not serious enough about this. Or the piece of paper doesn't matter to them like it matters to me. It's still a whole lot of their needs are more important than my needs. Because if you really thought that your needs would be met, that need of needing to be married would have been met by you by now. Next level up, you've actually got married. However, he's having an affair. Or you're married, but you're miserable. There is such a thing, guys. So many of you strive for marriage, but don't understand you should be striving for and manifesting a brilliant marriage, a happy marriage, not just marriage. So many people I know are married and miserable. You don't want to be married and miserable. What's that concept of self? That it all was good for a while, but now it's gone tits up. Or he used to love me, now he doesn't love me as much. Or she doesn't love me as much. Whatever the situation is, if it's change, if it was once good and now it's changed, you've got a story about the change. What was the change? It wasn't them that changed. They are only you pushed out. They are reflecting your stories about yourself and the change in your relationship that you manifested. The change in your brain came first, then the change out here came second. They didn't change. You thought things. You became a new you in a new state who wasn't as loved, wasn't as prioritized, wasn't as wanted, and therefore you've now manifested a situation where the marriage isn't as happy. What were you thinking? So each of these things, each of these situations, the levels of commitment, directly reflect your level of what you think you deserve commitment-wise, what you think will happen in a commitment, your stories of men, women, and relationships, your stories of you, and your stories of your person. And your person has no free will other than to reflect the stories you hold about yourself, them, and that situation or relationships in general. Okay? And if you don't change that, your situation won't change. So that's why I have self-concept courses where I have assessments like Worthy as Fuck for Love or Kick Ass You, and I'll put that here as a bundle in case you guys want to go and assess yourselves, because sometimes you do get in a commitment and then it doesn't turn out the way you want. Or you do get married, doesn't turn out the way you want. Or you keep missing the commitment altogether and you never get committed to. Or you're always a third party, or you're always hidden, or you're always having affairs, or you're always the fuck buddy. Why does that keep happening to you? What is your pattern in love? And that's what Worthy as Fuck for Love assesses in the assessment. Are you guys getting this? What's this? Thoughts can manifest instantly. It's really scary. Guys, they can. Something happened yesterday where I said, can you please find my iPhone on this person's phone? So if they lose it, I can find the phone. Guess what happened today? They lost the phone. Guess what they didn't do yesterday? Put on Find My iPhone. And I had never said, in all the time that they've had the phone, could you put on Find My iPhone so I can find it if they lose it? I literally said, so I can find it if they lose it. That night, they lost the phone. Didn't even lose it today. That night, they lost the phone. And Find My iPhone was not on. And the location was off. You can manifest your fears real quick, guys. Be careful what you wish for. All right, guys, you're getting this. I thought once that my SP was going to pretend he was ill. Guess what he did the next day? Guys, it can happen that fast. And so many of you freak out when we say these things. But you can fix it. Like, we can manifest the phone back. Fine. You can manifest the next time you see your SP. They never make dumb excuses as to why they can't see you. But you've got to change you first. You've got to not have those thoughts, not have those fears like the person's going to lose the phone. Why did I even have that fear? What a stupid fear to have. I should have assumed they would never lose the phone. They would always take good care of it. Like, I can literally time between the conversation I had that morning at about 12 o'clock and the person losing the phone at 7:30. What a strons. My SP goes to me, how to get him back. Well, what stories were you holding about you and them that caused that? What fears were you holding? Just like my fears about the phone. Go and assess that. Before they ghosted you, what were you thinking? Oh, this is too good to be true. Or maybe they don't want this. Or I hope they don't ghost me like they did before. Or guys always ghost me. I hope that doesn't happen. Or I don't think he wants me as much as I want him. And then they did it. So what is it you were thinking? Reverse that. Loz, if always I had a fear of choosing the wrong person, I will automatically manifest the wrong ones. What do you mean the wrong ones? You can only choose what you choose. So if you've got a story that the wrong ones always appear, you'll only get wrong ones. But guys, they're not wrong ones. They're your reflection. So you must have a story that there are wrong ones. I don't have a story like that about men. You do. You're understanding your story about there being wrong people is causing you to manifest wrong people. I don't have that story. They're only a reflection of you. So you must have a really strong story, like you're abused as a kid, or there's a whole lot of bad people out there. Where the fuck are you getting that? That's about you. That's why you keep finding those kind of people. You're manifesting them. So can everyone be the right one then if I assume them to be? Guys, you're the only one creating them as the right or wrong one. You can turn a wrong one into a right one. They're only turning up as a wrong one because of your thoughts about them, you, and love. What are your thoughts about them, you, and love? So many of you have so many fucked up stories given to you by your mother or given to you by your childhood. Experiences that you had where your parents cheated on each other, so you have trust issues now. Or your parents abandoned the family, or one of the parents left you, and so you think you're going to get abandoned. You're going to create stories where you get abandoned all the time now, or people are wrong and cheat on you. It's not them, it's you. It's not them, it's you. You already answered my question since... What's this? I assume it them to be. Guys, they can only be how you assume them to be. Okay. You already answered my question, since I am with someone but want another. Well, if you want the other, then get the other. Guys, I did a video on this the other day on my YouTube. You can go watch it, where I talk about, it was my last YouTube, where I talk about I chose to have a different specific person, right? During running this account, okay? You don't have to stick with the same person if you don't want them. Doesn't mean I couldn't have changed the other person. And yes, they changed a lot in the course of our relationship, but I didn't want them anymore. I did not want them anymore. You understand? What if a person manifests an SP, but the SP manifests another person? Who wins? What do you mean who wins? It's only your reality. They can only reflect you. What about this aren't you guys understanding? You are the only thinker in your reality. If you are this lost, you need to come and join my squad, or you need to massively go and watch my must-watch playlist on my YouTube, because on my Subconscious Souls YouTube, you're very confused if you're thinking other people are making their own decisions. They're not making their own decisions. You're the only thinker in your reality. They are simply you pushed out. What about this aren't you getting? You need to go back to the fundamentals of law of assumption. They can only be who you are being. Who are you fucking being? A person who thinks there's a whole lot of wrong uns out there? A person who thinks they're making their own decisions? A person who thinks they want someone else? A person who thinks they want someone else so that person's going to win? A person who thinks someone else wants them so they're going to win? What if I manifest them but he said he doesn't love me anymore? Because you don't think they love you anymore, Sarah. You're thinking that, and it came out of his fucking mouth. Some of you really need the squad. Some of you are fucking lost on the fundamentals of this. They can only reflect your concept of yourself. If you are a person who has a concept of themselves that you aren't loved by them, then they will say that. I wouldn't dare have someone in my reality right now telling me, with my current self-concept in love, that they don't love me. It just wouldn't fucking happen. So what's the difference between you and me? Our concepts of ourselves. I don't know how to manifest SP comeback. Tasnim, if you're the same Tasnim that I see on my YouTube all the time, and I keep answering your questions all the fucking time and you never listen, why should I bother answering here? Are you the same one? I've told you a million times. Have you gone and done my back and begging course all about getting them back? I bet you haven't. I just met my celebrity SP and he was so dry with me. Well, did you have a story that he would be like that? Did you have a story that because he's a celebrity he wouldn't be interested in you? That you wouldn't be enough for him and so he was like that? Guys, celebrities, I know so many celebrities. I just found a SIM card of somebody's in my car. And I thought about the fact that I lost a SIM card years ago that had a whole lot of people's numbers on that are now famous, like Rebel Wilson or people who Australian actors who are now probably pretty famous. I don't consider those people who were in my old SIM card any different than me. But you guys consider celebrities like, I did have, and I don't know how to revise it, he just flew out of my country yesterday. Well, darling, you should have gone in there with a story that he wasn't going to be like that, but you must have put him on a pedestal. That's why you kept mentioning celebrity SP, celebrity SP, celebrity SP. They're just an SP like any other fucking SP. But you kept coming in here constantly bragging about the celebrity SP. So guess what you did? Before you even went there, you put that fucker on a pedestal. Who cares if they're a celebrity? They shit and fart and freak out just like everyone else. Trust me, I know enough famous people to tell you right now, they're probably more insecure than most of the people you've ever met. So true. Well, then that's why it happened. So revise it. How can I revise a rejection letter for a very important document? So assume you didn't get that letter. Assume you got the opposite. Or assume the outcome you want. Forget about the letter. What's the outcome you want? Assume the outcome. Go right to the end, please. Okay. Now, guys, I answer your questions, full-blown essay-style questions, if you really want to, every Thursday inside my squad. So if you want to come on the Loz Line podcast and be coached by me, come and join the squad. If you want to join me live and have your questions answered, they can be much longer than TikTok questions, really big, long ones, come and join me every Thursday. It's alternate time zones. I think this Thursday is the UK Australian time zone and the following Thursday is US time zone. Come and join my Subconscious Laws Squad. It's only $50 a month or $35 if you join yearly, and I highly recommend you join for the entire year because so much exciting shit is coming in May. Plus you get on the podcast, if you put your name down and I choose you, you can watch the podcast episodes right now. There's 4 of them to watch. There is the New Me, New Them year-long course. There is also the coaching library of over 400 bingeable videos that we add to every week. I go live. The mentors go live. There is so much shit in there to help you manifest what you want. Don't miss us in the squad. All right, guys, I will see you soon. Thank you so much, and I will see you over there in the squad. Come follow me and make sure to subscribe.